Well, today we're going to talk about insecurity. Insecurity is something that we all deal with. It's something that we all face. The whole issue of insecurity. And we're going to look at 1 Samuel chapter 10, the story of King Saul, who I believe was an insecure leader. And as I talk about insecurity, as I already mentioned, we all face insecurity. We all deal with it. Every single one of us deals with insecurity. And if you don't think you do, by the time my message is over with, I think you'll be absolutely convinced that you have insecurities in your life and that it sometimes sabotages your life's mission, your life's purpose before the Lord. So insecurity can produce tremendously bad fruit. Matter of fact, John Maxwell, one of our great leadership teachers in our country, he says this: the most dangerous leader is the insecure leader. And I believe King Saul was an insecure leader and made him dangerous. Dangerous to King David, dangerous to his army. He almost killed his own son because of his own insecurities. He led the children of Israel into a disastrous battle with the Philistines because of his insecurities. And so an insecure leader is a dangerous leader. Just by way of illustration, my wife and I, when we were down in the Dominican, we went to the Spiritual Leaders Conference on Thursday night. And while we were at that conference, they had 4 speakers, 2 Americans, Jedediah and Dominic Russo spoke, and they did great. They're very strong, passionate preachers. They did great. But between the 2 of them, the second and third speakers, one guy, Alberto Gonzalez, he was a stadium speaker in La Vega, and he was the number 4 rated evangelist in all Latin America. He kind of reminds me of the guy on the commercial, the most interesting man in the world. He kind of looks like that guy. Anyway, he came out, and I don't know what he preached on. He was all Spanish, but he preached with power. And he had those people in the palm of his hands. He had such power and passion. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. And then a guy came after him who was born in the Dominican, but now lived in Miami, Florida, and pastors a church, I was told, of 8,000 people. And he had come back to the Dominican, and he also was a stadium speaker. And this guy preached with such power, with such fire, with such passion. For 45 minutes, I have never witnessed such a preacher with such power and passion. If you've ever seen T.D. Jakes on TV, and I think he's one of the foremost preachers in America. If you ever seen him on TV and the power that he preaches, I mean, he preaches those people up out of their pews all the time. And have ever seen him? I mean, multiply his passion and power by 100 and you got this guy. I mean, and they would be, it was a leaders conference, and they'd be up out of their seat in that basketball arena just cheering, and then they'd sit down and he just, and oh my gosh, I didn't understand what he was talking about, but I felt it. Finally, halfway through, I was sitting next to Dominic Russo. He leaned over and said, man, he's preaching an incredible message on the purpose of the church. And I said, well, I think he needs a little more passion. And he said, well, he needs to dial it up just a little. And so we just kind of laughed, but oh my goodness. It makes you feel a little insecure when you see somebody with such passion and power preaching. And so we get done with that whole event, and all the stadium speakers go to the VIP room, and we're just back there. And one of the stadium speakers was there. His name is Kelly, and I'd met him for the first time. And he's just a gentle-hearted guy, a very kind guy, kind of a soft-spoken guy. And his wife was with him, and we were talking, and I was talking about, man, such power and passion. That was awesome. And she steps in and she says, honey, I think you need to pray a little bit more about your message. Well, that's a little bit of insecurity, right? Just a little bit of insecurity. Well, 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 20. This is when Saul was brought before the people as the first king over Israel. It says in 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 20, when Samuel had caused all the tribes of Israel to come near, the tribe of Benjamin was chosen. When it caused all the tribe of Benjamin to come near by their families, the family of Matri was chosen, and Saul the son of Kish was chosen. But when they sought him, he could not be found. Therefore they inquired of the Lord further, has a man come here yet? And the Lord answered, here he is, hidden among the equipment. Another translation says, there he is hidden among the baggage. Another translation says, there he is hidden among the stuff. You ever known somebody and you say, man, they're great, but they come with a lot of baggage. Or they got a lot of stuff going on in their life. Well, there Saul is. He's hiding from the moment. This is a God moment. This is a moment for the nation of Israel. This is a moment that he should be stepping in with confidence in God, with courage in the Lord. He's been chosen to be the next king, and he's hiding among the stuff.